It got a little hairy there, Zena and Mully, as the Warriors were up 81-57 in total control with about 3:48 left in the third quarter. But the Rockets go on a 32-10 run to make it interesting. But the Warriors make all the plays down the stretch of Steph Curry. He's averaged over 32 points over his last 6. And the Warriors wipe away last night's tough loss with a good victory against Houston. Steph joins us here on Toyota Warriors post-game live. Chris Willen, Zena Keita, Bonte Hill. Steph, what is happening as he's looking around for the crowd? What's going on out there, Steph? Oh, he's getting some love for the fans. There it is. Get some dope love from Houston. They still love you in Houston, Steph? I thought they'd be booing you out there. And I don't think Steph has his headsets on quite yet as he's waiting. What is he waiting for? Is he just taking it all in, Willie?
Sure. Yeah, it seems like it.
Hey, it looks like he's just soaking it in. All right, get him rolling in a second.
Well, Steph Curry had a dynamic finish to this game. Warriors got off to a big lead, like we've seen before. The Rockets stormed back in the second half, but they hold on. Another game, Bonte, impressive, Zena, with another game where they don't shoot the three ball well. They shoot under 40% from the field, but find a way to win. Winning ugly is a win. I think this team, I think it's a positive because they're finding other ways to win when they don't play their A game. Over the All-Star break into the second half, I think it's going to be really important they incorporate Jimmy Butler's isolation play inside the three-point line and maintain that motion, rhythm, 2.5 basketball on the perimeter.
Winning ugly, winning with resilience. That was a spirited comeback from Houston that played a really ugly first half and then came back, got it together. This is what they do, Houston. They find a way to find the energy within them to play defense, to speed up their opponent, to get their opponent feeling a little bit frenetic. And that's what they got out of Houston in the second half. Warriors were able to hold them off. That's a big-time win for them.
All right, let's go back down to Houston to the Toyota Center to Steph and Curry who's standing by. And Steph, we were wondering, we thought they booed you all the time in Houston. They're showing you all type of love down there at H-Town, despite causing them another nightmare there. What's going on down there in Houston, Steph?
I don't know if y'all can see what I'm looking at right now, but there's literally like half of the lower bowl is all of Dub Nation. It's kind of crazy to think about just the love that we get down here. And, you know, like you said, there's been a lot of battles. This is a different team, but, yeah, this is special for sure.
It's really cool to see you taking it all in. When you think about the fact that you, Jimmy, and Draymond logged some serious minutes against Dallas, everyone expecting you guys to sit out. What was the goal in playing tonight, and what was the message you were hoping to send?
We just wanted to go into the break with a win. Like it's kind of like just a mental battle to get ready for this game. Quick turnaround, a tough game last night that we felt like we should have won. And for us to come out with a lot of focus in the first half, try to keep the game simple and play solid, not beat ourselves like we did last night. We gave ourselves a buffer. Obviously, Houston came back and played amazing and had a crazy comeback, but we played with focus down the stretch, executed on both ends. Once we started getting rebounds, we were able to close the deal. That's the way we're supposed to play. Just got to keep it consistent.
Steph, 3-1 now with Jimmy Butler. A different look. All of a sudden, you guys are winning points off turnovers. You get into the free throw line and not as reliant on the three-point shot. What do you like so far with Jimmy Butler, and what do you want to see better improvement moving into the second half of the season after All-Star break?
We're always just trying to continue to build chemistry, understand what he does well. You can't really rush him, and the crazy thing is he's still a little rusty. He would even tell you that he's trying to get back in game shape. He didn't play consistently early in the season, so for him to get his legs underneath him and for us to understand what he does well, he dominates the paint. He usually makes the right play. He draws a crowd, great passer. So if the game slows down, it's another option to run our offense through to try to create good shots and, you know, not be so one-dimensional like we were.
Jimmy Butler aboard, guy who just walked past you. Brandon Pajitsky plays some good basketball since he's returned from injury. Moses Moody starting to make his presence felt there. Steph, we're going to let you go because we know you have a monster weekend ahead of you. Can't wait to have you back home for All-Star Weekend.
Absolutely ready to finally get off this road. Looking forward to the whole weekend for sure.
Absolutely, Steph.
Appreciate
Safe
you.
travels, man. Absolutely. Stephen Curry tonight, 27 points, the dagger, 3, 5, and 13. And he's just taking it all in. That was a moment right there. Because you think about that building, and when he was drafted by the Golden State Warriors, you wouldn't see all those blue jerseys everywhere on the road. And down in Houston, where they've been in Western Conference Finals, second-round playoff appearances, first-round playoff appearances, and he's standing there in Dub Nation still out in full effect.
It's just really cool to see a star like that still moved. You could see him taking it all in, wanting to take a moment to not only give an appreciation for those there, but feel that moment for himself. This is a guy going into his 11th All-Star. It still doesn't get old for him, and it doesn't get old for us watching him do that.
Yeah, that's the passion and joy that Steph brings every night, which is another amazing quality about Steph. You know, it's one thing about his pregame ritual and his dedication, work ethic to get ready, but to enjoy it each and every night and enjoy the stuff outside the game. That's a true gift that Steph Curry has. And Bonte, tonight, once again, really impressive. Steph Curry knocking down threes, but I just think as a team, and Steph just mentioned at the end of his comments there, not being one-dimensional, not relying on the three-point shot. Actually, they haven't shot the three ball really well since Jimmy Butler's been here, but they're 3-1, getting to the free throw line almost 30 times a game. As importantly, shooting up over 85%. And this team was 30th in the league, and they were not getting there. So this is a huge change for the Warriors. Adds another dimension to their arsenal. And to me, you could call it winning ugly, get a win any way you can on the road. But to me, it's another way to win a basketball game. They're going to have their nights where they knock down threes and everything's rolling. They're going to automatically win those games. A game like tonight, I'm not quite sure they win this game, 2 weeks ago.
24-27 from the free throw line, 89% tonight. Steph, 8 of 9. The Jimmy Butler effect. And they're getting to the charity stripe, slowing down the game, setting up their half-court defense, and now playing from behind here. I thought that was very impressive on this road trip, their ability to get to the foul line.
And their ability to use Steph in the ways that he's supposed to be used, particularly outside of the three. How many times, Mully, were we watching this tape and being like, Houston, what are you doing? That's a wide-open Stephen Curry, and his teammates being able to hit him on the move. Steph averages 3.6 free throws attempts a game. He had 6 by the top of the second quarter. This is the way that you want to show that dynamism, being able to score in different ways, as Mully continues to make mention of. You don't necessarily need the three ball. Now, everyone in the league is starting to adjust a little bit to that. How can we use Jimmy Butler more? How can we use the attention that he garners to get our star open like Steph Curry?
And this is a great defensive Houston team with dynamic athletes, length across the board. They can switch everything. So it's really important to manufacture other ways to score the basketball. And the other thing, Bonte, you mentioned to Steph, in the half court, settling things down, putting the ball in Jimmy's hands. Tonight, they ran they ran a split action up at the three-point line. They fed Draymond. Steph came running up to back pick Jimmy. So a little wrinkle in Steve Kerr's playbook. But again, in the half court, not turning the ball over. Tonight, they dominate the points off turnovers, 25-12, plus 13. That's another stat that has really hurt the Warriors, over the last 2 seasons. Since Jimmy Butler has arrived, they're dominating the free throws and they're dominating points off turnovers. It's a huge change for this Warriors.
No, they've been able to flip that. And the guy who's playing well, Brendan Pajimski. I know he's gotten a lot of heat on social media, but since he's returned from his abdominal injury, I think Brendan Pajimski has been as consistent as any player on this roster right now. He got to start tonight as Steve Kerr tried it out his 33rd different starting lineup. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Stretch he had with Moses Moody, and that first half helped build that big lead that the Warriors were able to create. 4 steals in 39 minutes. Brendan Pajimski's playing some ball right now, Zena.
Look at that stat line. You want balance in the way that you impact the game, being able to get on the glass, 5 defensive boards. That was huge considering how big Houston was and is on the boards overall. 4 assists, and also the moves that Brendan Pajimski was making to the basket. Very acrobatic at the basket, being able to be creative in the way that he was attacking. But Brendan Pajimski always has been known as a hustle player. And in tonight's game, that's what he was able to do. Get some steals, get some momentum, push the pace for the Warriors.
There are 2 things with Paz to me. His health, obviously, is number 1. Like, he looks really healthy, looks fit. He's moving around the floor beautifully, both offensively and defensively. With that, he's knocking down a three-point shot. You look at those clips, he's not always attacking off the dribble. You see him giving the ball up, getting it back, playing with a live dribble. The fact that he has confidence to knock down that 3, when they close out to him, he's got the confidence to get by his man, whether it be a floater, get all the way to the rim, or kick out. So he's back to Pods from last year as an all-rookie team. And I think this weekend, Tim Hardaway is going to really ride him as the Rising Stars tomorrow night.
No doubt. We're replacing Casey Wallace on Team Hardaway tomorrow night, and his balance and decisiveness. That's what I've noticed since he's returned. He's not just pump faking and saying, you know what, maybe I'll take it, maybe I'll not. He's just letting it fly. 2 of 7 from the three-point line, but then he adjusts his game, as you just mentioned, Malik, going inside.
And he's hitting the open man, which is huge.
But I think it's a simple thing. But Steph Curry does it so naturally that you don't even notice it. Just giving that ball up and getting him back with a live dribble. You can watch the defender, what's he going to do? If he closes, you go by him. If he's off you, you know, you knock down that shot. You said decisive. Almost the defense makes the decision for you.
Right.
Once you put that ball down, you're committed, obviously, to play off the dribble. When you have that live dribble, it opens up so many more opportunities offensively.
Brendan Fajinski shooting over 46% over his last 11 games, from the floor. And he's doing everything all over the stat sheet here. Then Jimmy Butler, the big acquisition at the trade deadline. The Warriors are now 3-1 with Jimmy Butler aboard. And you just heard from Steph Curry. He's not even in game shape yet. He's trying to find his stamina, his cardio. Well, you see Jimmy tonight, another solid night. 19 points, 6 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. But he's doing all the other things, rebounding, dropping dimes, getting to the free throw line, defending well. This is the best is yet to come from Jimmy Butler on this Warriors roster.
Hey, give him that corner 3 too now. Give him that corner 3, first 3 with the Warriors since he's joined. There it is, right there. But this is exactly what the Warriors needed, someone that can get to the line. And you know what? I really like this connection that Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler are making. Some of them I feel like you might be forcing them, but again, with more chemistry, as Steph mentioned, that continues to build, that play can happen a little bit better.
Don't you just feel the pressure on the defense when he catches the ball in the mid-post? Where that used to be exclusively strictly a passing play for the split action. Jimmy Butler faces up. He's got maybe it's Holiday on him or Shepherd, and the opposing team has to make a decision because he's going to attack off one dribble. So that's a huge dynamic that the Warriors didn't have. And I just think Jimmy Butler, much like the Warriors team since he's been here, he doesn't have to play his A game, and he's not relying on just making shots to impact winning. Tonight was he 6 for
15.
You know, a lot of plays, that would be it. I got 12 points, I'm off night. He gets to the free throw line. He's rebounding, he's screening. And I think the more, as Steph mentioned it, the more they play together, they're going to start putting different wrinkles in where Jimmy is not exclusively below the free throw line. You get him moving, screening, all of a sudden they're going to be really hard to guard.
I really can't wait for the Kuminga, when Kuminga returns to the lineup with Jimmy Butler. That's going to be dynamic.
The wrinkle I really like right now is that beyond the free throw line screen, you're seeing players screen for Jimmy Butler almost within the paint. That is unbelievably hard to guard. You're trying to hedge while you're already 2 feet under the basket, and then Jimmy Butler's already there creating contact, boom, and 1 or at least 2 points at the free throw line. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I think, Bonte, when Jonathan comes back, when JK gets back, you can really define exactly, Steve Kerr can tell exactly what players to do in the half court. You know Steph's going to move without it. Jonathan, we want you cutting first exclusively. If you don't get that ball for a dunk, then respace. Draymond's a playmaker, so I think it will help define those roles as opposed to playing strictly read and react, where sometimes we know in the first half of the season, it looked kind of scattered. They would get late shot clock contested threes. With the fact that Jimmy Butler can catch below the 3, and now the players around him know exactly what their responsibility is, can really help the organization of the team.
And then you get Draymond Green, who we know he doesn't want to play the small ball 5 a lot, but he may be best at a small ball 5 on this roster, and the Warriors may be at.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại kênh YouTube của mình. Mình hiện làm người làm video sáng tạo nội dung trên nền tảng YouTube nha các bạn. Mình sẽ sáng tạo những video hướng dẫn cắt dán cho các bạn này. Đây là những sản phẩm của mình đã cắt dán rất nhiều những sản phẩm của mình đây này. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn cách mình tạo ra những video viral của mình nha. Đấy. Để tạo được những video đẹp hay chất lượng cho các bạn xem thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ như sau. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn biết nha. Đây là giấy thủ công màu các bạn này, rất nhiều màu sắc này. Đấy. Nó có giấy màu vàng này, giấy màu xanh này, đây là màu xanh da trời nha các bạn này. Còn đây là giấy màu đỏ. Đấy. Còn đây giấy màu cam này các bạn này, màu cam, giấy màu vàng này. Đấy, giấy màu vàng. Và để tạo ra được những sản phẩm tuyệt vời như thế này. Đấy, những sản phẩm mình đang cầm trên tay là sản phẩm đẹp của mình. Đấy, rất nhiều sản phẩm này. Thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ tiếp theo sẽ là kéo để cắt này, kéo cắt, bút dạ là để vẽ và định hình, tô thêm những sắc màu đẹp cho sản phẩm. Còn đây là hồ dán để mình có thể dán được những chi tiết vào cho sản phẩm này. Đấy, cắt dán mà đây như thế này đây, mình sẽ cắt dán và dán vào đây. Đấy, đằng sau mình sẽ dán đằng sau này các bạn này. Đây, ví dụ như thế này. Đấy, mình sẽ cắt dán này, cắt rồi dán thêm này, điểm nhấn cho sản phẩm đấy. Và còn những dụng cụ không thể thiếu như là đây, đằng sau mình đây là chiếc chân kẹp điện thoại này. Đây là chiếc điện thoại để mình quay lại quá trình mình tạo ra video này. Đây là chữ đèn hỗ trợ ánh sáng. Và kênh của mình thì cũng đã được nhận nút bạc từ YouTube rồi các bạn này. Đây nút bạc của mình này. Đấy. Khi mình cắt dán xong một sản phẩm, mình sẽ đưa lên máy tính của mình. Hiện tại chỗ này của mình thì chưa có máy tính, mình sẽ nói cái đấy là vấn đề sau đi. Mình sẽ đưa lên máy tính và mình sẽ hay dùng phần mềm Camtasia để chỉnh sửa và edit video. Mình sẽ cắt sửa những đoạn video thừa ở trên Camtasia. Mình sẽ xuất ra và đăng lên kênh của mình thôi để cho các bạn xem và chiêm ngưỡng ấy. Các bạn hãy ủng hộ mình bằng những lượt đăng ký, lượt like, subscribe nha, để mình có thể ra nhiều video cho các bạn xem. Tại nơi làm việc của mình đây rất nhiều những sản phẩm. Đây, quả chuối này, cây nấm này, đây là lọ mực này, nhiều lắm các bạn này, thước ké này, đấy, nấm cơm này. Đấy. Và bây giờ các bạn hãy cùng đi theo dõi mình tạo ra những sản phẩm viral cho các bạn xem nha.
Mình làm xịt tiêu cái đá các bạn dòm xì nha các bạn. Mình sẽ cắt nha các bạn. Mình sẽ cắt nha các bạn. Xì nha các bạn. Mình sẽ cắt các bạn ơi.